Hi, welcome. Kaylee Elise here with Sacred Self Mastery. And today I'm going to go deep into a topic of the benefits of letting go. So, if you've been following me or listening to my talks before, I specialize in embodiment and subconscious work and energy work. And I believe that those are the three big pillars that can really help you make long, substantial, lasting change, positive change in your life when you're on this evolution and growth journey. I have found by working with those specific parts of the self that is the most effective way to create results that are fast and long lasting when you are trying to up level and let go of parts of yourselves that aren't even serving you anymore. So, if you've listened to my talks before, you know that I love to talk about the subconscious mind. But if you haven't been into any of those talks, I'll briefly kind of go over. We have two parts of the mind. We have our conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. And you can think of it as like an iceberg pillar, right? So the tip of the iceberg where you can see everything, you can see it above the water. This is our consciousness. This is what is conscious to us that we can actually see and think about. And then underneath the iceberg is always way bigger underneath the surface. And that's exactly what our subconscious is. It's this big underlying rest of the iceberg that's underneath the surface that is unconscious. So we can't consciously think of it. So when you're doing work to make long lasting change and create habits that last forever and create behavioral patterns that last forever, we need to work with the subconscious mind. And so most of the time, we are carrying around things that we've been holding on to for our whole life. And it could be even things that we don't even know about. Like our parents could have just passed on stories, beliefs, values. Maybe your parents have always felt guilty their whole life or paranoid and they passed that down. That was one of the things my mom passed down to me, is just being very anxious and paranoid and not really trusting the future, being very kind of in the scared energetic. My mom passed that to me. That was not anything that happened like with consent. My mom wasn't like, hey, can I pass down my stories and beliefs down to you? No, this was just kind of all unconscious, all under the rug, very sneakily. And so what happens is our society and our parents or caretakers end up molding us, and they mold us into these beings. Like we're just like these little things of clay, and they're molding us and programming us like, this is the way life is. This is the way life is. This is the way life is. And so when we grow up, this is the view that we're seeing the world in. These are the glasses that the society and our caretakers have given us, and this is how we see the world. Consciously, you can want to make change in your life. Consciously, you can be like, yes, I want to make a lot of money. Yes, I want to own a mansion or live on the beach or go on lots of vacations or whatever it is that you're really deeply called to do. But it's not always as easy to get what we want as it is to consciously want it. I wish it was that easy, but you can make it that easy by learning different specific tools that can help you change, mold yourself into a different way. When we are babies, we're just like this little thing of clay and we're being molded. And so what happens is we have all these layers, these like, we can think of it like kind of an onion, like our true self, the true self that we were born, just like this is us without any conditioning, is like the middle of the onion. And then all the experiences, all the beliefs, everything that people have told you, everything that you've learned, all the experiences that you've done basically create layer after layer of this onion. And so you're just like filled with all these layers and all these conditionings and all these statements of this is the way the world is, so that's the way I'm going to look at the world, and that's the way I'm going to operate. So you can kind of see that a lot of it is very sneaky. Very sneaky. And I say that as like the sneakiness of like your parents don't ask you, hey, can I pass this down? It's sneakily, it just gets passed down, and maybe you don't even have any idea that it's even there until you do specific work with people and you find that out. And so it is so important that we are constantly doing things to help us let go and dissolve these parts of us that are not serving us. Because if we're carrying all these little layers of the onion around, and for example, if your mom passed down, I'm not worthy, and that's in one of your layers of I'm not worthy, but then you're consciously like, I want money. But then this layer of you is like, nope, I'm not worthy. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to keep you safe because this is what you identify as is I'm not worthy. And unless you do things and you know how to specifically let that part of you go, you are carrying that around, and that is filtrating what is coming into your life and what you're experiencing on the day to day. It's really, really fun stuff. And it's really fun too when you start to get within the layers, because there's always going to be a layer. Like you can be doing this deconstruction and this evolution journey for your whole entire life or until you decide you're going to stop. But the benefits of letting go is just to help yourself breathe and feel lighter. Because if you're carrying all this stuff around, it gets heavy after a while. It gets really heavy. And a lot of it is stuff that you don't even know that you're carrying. Like you have no idea that it's there, but it's there. And it could be things that like you don't even remember the experiences or the stories of why it even happened in the first place. You're just carrying it. So studying the mind could be really, 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 really beneficial to anyone who is trying to just become their true selves again and just shake off all these layers that got put on you and that maybe you placed on yourself with not on purpose. It just happened because an experience happened, and then that's how you imprinted. So there's so many benefits of letting go, because everything that we're holding on to basically has an energetic charge. There's this thing called the scale of consciousness, and it's basically like this funnel looking graph. And it states what emotions are the lowest frequency emotions and what are the highest frequency emotions. The lowest frequency emotions are shame and guilt. And the highest ones like enlightenment and pleasure and joy. So you can see when you're in a state of pleasure and joy, the energy just feels lighter, you feel free, like nothing else matters. But then when you're feeling something like shame and guilt, it's heavy, dense. When I feel it, I just feel like I'm a rock or a magnet getting sucked into the earth. It's very heavy and dense. And if you're carrying around so much of the shame and guilt from maybe something that's been passed down from you, maybe an experience that you've been through and you imprinted the shame and guilt, we are like magnets. The energy that we are buzzing and sending out into the universe, that's exactly what we're attracting back. Like attracts like. We're magnets. And so you can see that if you have all this shame and this guilt in your field, these low frequency emotions, you're going to feel heavier. You're going to attract situations and experiences that match that vibration, that don't feel good, that feel heavy. And people wonder why do bad things always happen to me? Why does this always happen to me? It's because you have that frequency within you. You are vibrating it and you're not letting it go because you just don't know how. But that's why I got obsessed with the modality spiral dynamics. So spiral dynamics actually came from Australia, and it was created by Dane Thomas. And it is the most powerful, easy to use modality I've ever encountered in the 6 years of me healing and going on this journey, to help you let go of things. It does this by, I'm just trying to think where to start because there's so much. It uses the scale of consciousness, which I mentioned before. So it helps find these low vibration frequencies within the body. We use the chakra system when we go through a spiral. Like let's say that you wanted to go through spiral. what would happen is me as a facilitator, I'd be like, okay, great. We're going to spend 10 weeks together. And every week we're going to be focusing on a different energetic point of your system. And we go by the chakra system. So for the first week, we start at the root chakra. And we help dissolve the shame and guilt so that you can help claim back some of that deserving and worthiness back for you. So we focus on each energetic system and see what's stuck in within each chakra so that we can clear it out easily and effectively. And the reason why I love Spiral so much and why my clients love it too is because it's easy. If you go into talk therapy, for example, and if you were just to talk about your trauma or your problems and you're just talking about it, you're feeling into it again, it's rising, and you're just kind of like getting back into that energy of like, oh, it happened, and then it's like all out, and it's like, great, it's out, you talked about it, but there was no really there wasn't anything else to help you really let go of it all the way. Spiral uses the body-mind connection. So I fully believe that we are holistic beings, and our Western society really has put all of his coins in the basket of, we have a problem, put a Band-Aid on it. We have a problem, put a Band-Aid on it. Put another Band-Aid on it, and then you put another Band-Aid on it. When really we're holistic beings, and this is ancient medicine. This is what they've been studying for a long time. And Chinese medicine is that we're all connected. Everything's connected. So if something's in your mental, it's going to get stored in your body. So the thing about Spiral is it shows us where in the body that we are storing that emotion so that we can use the meridian points, specific points, acupuncture points of the body to help you let go of that emotion that is being held there. For example, right here we have 2 meridian points. This is where we actually hold on to fear. So there's this 2 little bony parts right there. You can lightly kind of massage those areas, but this is where we hold on to fear. So if I were to be taking you through a session, I would be like, great, what's stored in the first chakra, this root chakra? And I'm muscle testing and I'm like, oh, there's some fear stored there. And so what we do is just kind of go through it. We help release it from the body, the mind, the soul, and then we do other activities to help it let go even more. So it's not just working on the mind, but you're working with the mind, the body, the soul, and we're working with all of the fields. So at the end of each session, I'm asking, how's your spiritual body? How's your emotional body? How's your energetic body? How's your physical body, your mental body? And so we're covering all parts of the system and helping clear out and letting go of all these bodies so it's not just the mental. So it doesn't come back. So it's just gone. When it's gone, it's gone. And the great thing about Spiral is that you don't have to get into the story. Like, you don't have to tell me, like, if I find fear, you don't have to tell me what happened and what caused the fear. You don't even need to know. We're just like, great, let's clear it. And that's why my clients love Spiral so much, because you don't have to go back and re-traumatize yourself and go back into the story. It's easy, it's effective, and it's powerful. And 1-hour sessions can have such a long-lasting effect. People that do Spiral with me actually get results up to a year after we're done with Spiral, and Spiral is only 3 months, or 2.5 months. So you can just see with that alone how powerful it is to do this work. So I love this quote from Carl Jung. It's, we are not what happened to us. We are what we wish to become. We are not what happened to us. We are what we wish to become. I love that so much because so many of us have gone through really, horrible things. There's some really bad things that happen in this world. And it doesn't matter like what scale of how bad, you were treated or what happened. Like, we've all experienced trauma in some sort. And a lot of us don't know how to let go of it. We don't know how to let go of these past experiences, these negative emotions, these low frequency emotions to help us feel in a neutral equilibrium state rather than feeling dense and heavy, kind of stuck in the low frequency world. And it's just really unfortunate because we are not what we've been through. We are what we want to become. So it helps us kind of like get out of the past and then just start defining as ourselves as what we're doing now and what we're aiming towards doing, which I think is so beautiful. So the reason why I'm getting into all of this and the importance of letting go is because I actually have a spot open for Spiral Dynamics. This spot only gets open 3 times a year. I only take on one person at a time because it is a lot of time commitment on my end and the other person's. We meet 1 time a week for 10 weeks. But this is basically for the person who is ready just to trust themselves even more. I remember I've been through Spiral twice as a client, and then I've taken 3 people through the whole journey. And I remember actually 4 people, I've taken 4 people through. I remember when I first went through, one of my main goals was I want to trust myself more. That was what I was focusing. It was about 2 years ago. I was focusing on, I want to trust myself more. I want to trust myself more because at the time I was really looking outside of myself. I was really looking to my healers and my coaches to tell me what to do. I'm like, just tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. And I got over being in that energy because I didn't want to have to depend on anyone else anymore. And so when I did Spiral, I knew that I wanted to do it so that I can trust and step into that role of an embodied leader of myself and my life. Because the way other people do things is not going to be the same way that I'm going to succeed. It's not going to be the same way that anyone succeeds. We're all going to be doing things that are different, and our path is going to look completely different depending on who we are and what we're doing in this life. And that's what makes the world great, right? So I know that for me to be successful, the number one thing that I need to do is trust myself to guide myself. Because there's going to be so many messages all around you to be like, do this. No, wait, do this. No, wait, do this. Do this. And we're like in an age of over information. So we can look around and be like, oh, I don't know who to listen to. Like, I like the way that person dresses. Maybe I should listen to them. And we're not really like kind of stepping into our own embodied leader of our life. And so that was one of the things that I truly gained out of the first time I went through Spiral, was like feeling like I can trust and lead myself. And that is so liberating. It feels so good. Another amazing thing that can happen from Spiral is just helping you become more of yourself. Because like I said, like you're in the middle of the onion and then you have all these layers. And once you start to dissolve the layers, you become more of you. You become unapologetically and authentically you. Those are 2 hard words to put next to each other. Sometimes my mind is all like thinking way faster than I can talk, so sorry about y'all. I just get very excited and I'm like blah 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 blah. But anyways, so what you're doing in this is basically helping let go of the layers that have been placed on you so that you become more of you, more uniquely you. And when you do that, that's when you start to awaken your superpowers and your magic. You start to trust yourself more. You start to feel your senses more, like your clear senses start to activate and get even stronger. Like you just have this knowing within you. And it just feels amazing when your magic and your superpowers start to awaken. And that only happens is when we start to dissolve the layers that aren't us. And lastly, my favorite is we create total alignment to up level with ease to that next level you. Because if you're in this journey, you are probably just trying to get to that next level you that has more of stretches your capacity to receive more money, to make more money, to feel more at ease, feel more pleasure of life, maybe play more. Maybe it's to go after that dream or quit your job and then go after a dream job that you've been dreaming about, or start your own business, or whatever it is. There's like these things that I'm sure that are in the back of your head that you're wishing that you can do, but there's this part of you that has been stopping you and keeping you small. And so the whole point of Spiral is to help you get out of your own way. help dissolve all those layers that aren't even you, that aren't serving you, and that are sneakily stopping you from being in that bigger life that you know that you can live, that lives within your heart. And that's that little voice of like, notice me, you're made for more than this, right? And so I just love this modality. And obviously, after I went through it, I was like, I had to become a practitioner. I became a practitioner. I went through it again, and it has been life-changing for my clients, life-changing for me. And I am opening one spot right now, and it is first come, first served. So first person that reaches out will get it. And if you are the first person to respond and claim the spot by Monday, the 13th, February 13th at midnight, then I am offering bonuses. Yay. I'm going to be giving you a bundle workshop, or a bundle of workshops that I've recently done that have been so profound, so powerful. It's like over $160 value worth of 3 of my amazing masterclasses: Soul Aligned Magic, Vision Quest, and Soften, which is a nervous system masterclass. So if you sign up by Monday, you're the first person to reach out to me. You get those amazing bonuses, which I'm so excited about. And then you also get to become a member of Lunar Abundance for 6 months. This is my membership, which I I collaborate with a sound healer. And it's basically all the amazing things to help you heal your nervous system, strengthen your nervous system so that you feel stronger. You can handle the challenges of life with more ease. You feel good in your body, mind, and soul by listening to sound healings, doing Kundalini yogas, meeting with communities every moon cycle, and there's so much with that as well. So if you are interested and you are ready to just let go of these layers that you've been holding on to that are not serving you anymore with ease and fast, and make this year the most radical transformational year of your life, comment, message me, let me know, and I would love to talk to you, give you details. Down below, I have more juicy information about Spiral. If you are watching this and it's already passed, just keep updated with the offering links down below. I will always stay up to date, and I will have a wait list for Spiral. So you will be on the wait list if you are wanting to do this in the future. Yes, so thank you so much for listening and tuning in with me, and just kind of getting into the importance of letting go so that you can let go of low frequency emotions that aren't serving you, so that you become an energetic match for the desired reality that you are calling in. Love it. I'm so happy for you. All right, I will see you next week. Sending so much love. Subscribe, like, check out any of my other videos. I have amazing talks and practices, EFT taps, all that fun stuff. All right, bye. Happy letting go.